The trust of the innocent is the liar's most useful tool. Stephen King. But here's the truth. The trust of the wounded is the healer's greatest gift. Welcome back to Relaunch and Restart with me, Jeffrey Musa. Tonight, we're talking about something that is fragile and sacred. Trust. When you've been abused, betrayed, or abandoned, trust doesn't just break, it shatters. I know what it's like to be touched by someone who was meant to protect me. I know what it's like to be blamed when I finally spoke up. And I know what it's like to carry that distrust into every relationship that followed. But healing is not just about naming the pain. It's about learning to trust again, yourself, others, and the world. And tonight, we begin that journey. Thank you for being here. Your time is sacred, and I don't take it for granted. If you subscribed, thank you. If you're new, welcome to the movement. Drop a comment. What does trust mean to you now after everything you've been through? And stay tuned, because in the next segment, we'll talk about why trust breaks during trauma and how that break rewires the way we see people, love, and even ourselves. Trauma doesn't just hurt your body or your mind, it breaks your sense of safety. Especially when the person who hurt you was someone you trusted. A parent, a relative, a teacher, a partner. When that happens, your brain learns trust is dangerous. Love is unsafe. People will hurt me. And so we build walls. We isolate. We sabotage intimacy. But those walls that once protected us eventually become the prison we live in. Healing begins when we notice the walls and start asking, what would it take to feel safe again? Thank you for staying with me. Your presence here is powerful. If you've liked, commented, or subscribed, thank you. If you haven't yet, please do. This is how we grow this healing movement. Drop a comment. What's one wall you've built to protect yourself? Stay tuned, because next we'll talk about how to begin rebuilding trust, starting with yourself. Before you can trust others, you must trust yourself. That means listening to your gut, honoring your boundaries, believing your own story. For years, I gaslit myself. I told myself, maybe it wasn't that bad. That maybe I was to blame. But healing began when I said, I believe me. Rebuilding trust with yourself means showing up for your needs. It means not abandoning yourself to please others. It means saying, I will not betray myself. again. Thank you for walking through this with me. If you've ever doubted your story, this space is for you. Drop a comment. What's one way you're learning to trust yourself again? And stay tuned, because in the final segment, we'll talk about how to create safe spaces for healing, whether it's in your home, your relationships, or your community. And soon, you'll be able to write to me directly and share your own healing story. I can't wait to hear from you. Healing doesn't happen in isolation. It happens in safe spaces. A safe space is where you're not judged, you're not rushed, you are not silenced. It could be a trusted friend, a therapist, a journal, a community like this one. You deserve to be seen without fear. You deserve to be heard without shame. And if no one has ever created that space for you, you can create it for yourself, and you can create it for others. Thank you for being part of this journey. Your comments, your likes, your shares, they're not just numbers. They're proof that healing is happening. Please like, share, and subscribe. Drop a comment. What does a safe space look like for you? And stay tuned, because in the next episode, we'll talk about how to forgive yourself after trauma and how to release the shame that was never yours to carry. Soon, you'll be able to write to me directly and share your healing journey. I want to hear your story. Until then, stay soft, stay brave, stay becoming.